Hello everybody, it's your boy Mark here, and we're going to be playing more SC2VN. In the last episode, we did our final polishing of the rough edges of preparation for our big match against Bolt, and we also addressed everyone's individual feelings about what this next future is going to be, and what we can do, and what's the best we got for it. And out of all that, it got a little emotional. I mean, everybody doesn't want to break apart as a team. Everybody wants to succeed, but everybody just needed to be together once we reunite at that park. And regardless of what happens, we're all a more connected group of people than before. So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Failure is not an option. I won't be in this apartment for much longer, but I'm going to leave it on my own terms. How are you feeling, Mock? I blinked my eyes and rubbed them awake. An hour of warm-up at the studio has left me with only 15 minutes before the match is set to begin. The powder on my face feels weird, standard procedure for all broadcasted matches, or so the makeup artist said. Behind Mr. Kim, a small crowd filters into the stage area. The semifinals for Victory Star League begins right after the show match, so it's unlikely that everyone is here just to watch me and Bolt play. But judging by the number of people sorting into the black and white colors of Shock T1, there are at least a few. Oh, Mr. Kim, sorry, I'm Will. Good. Best of luck in your match. Let's hope that this is the beginning of a long and fruitful partnership. I lower my head in a curt bow. I appreciate it. Mr. Kim matches my bow with a nod, then slips around the corner and into the studio. I'm allowed only a minute of time for myself before the businessman's presence is replaced by cells. Ready? Yeah, I'm ready. And I am. I stretch out my wrist and crack my knuckles to emphasize it. I don't like how easily I can just crack my hands now. Oh, it's all that saxophone playing. Good, let's go. But before we get into that, we have a special match before VSTL begins, don't we? That's right, and most of you likely heard the news that Acel and Jet have left their teams to begin their own. Regardless of fans feel, one must admit it was quite an ambitious decision. Certainly, but we have a match to decide whether those two will have their risk pay off. A generous prize from Enoch Group has allowed us to host a show match between two wildly different players. A new sponsor! How exciting! On top of that, it's refreshing to see that KPGA has finally begun to embrace StarCraft 2. How much do we know about the Protoss Bolt? Oh, the Protoss Bolt. He's a very strong player from Shock T1, but this is his first appearance in a StarCraft 2 match, isn't that right? We'll have to see how his Brood War skills translate. What about his opponent, Mach? How much do we know about him? There is very little information about him online, so we must assume that he's an amateur. All the same, he must be quite skilled for Jet and Acel to call him their teammate. It dawns on me that this match is probably going to be broadcast online. Should I have told my parents or friends to tune in and watch? No, enough. I'm tired of obsessing over acceptance from everyone back home. This has nothing to do with them. Now, let's get the comments from our players. Please welcome Bolt and Mach. A production assistant gestures me forward and I step out onto the stage. Bolt approaches from the other side, standing just a few feet away from me when we come to a stop. He gives a wave, and then a dozen people erupt into cheers. Among them are the screams of at least 10 fangirls. With a microphone in hand, he addresses the crowd with charming disposition, completely opposite from every interaction I've shared with him. First, I would like to thank my fans for coming today. I've worked hard to prove that KPGA players will place first in StarCraft 2 championships in the near future. I've always performed well under pressure throughout my pro gaming career, but today, I don't think I have much to worry about. The comment draws a few laughs from the audience, KPGA fans and non. He continues, I am confident that I'll only drop one map today. My opponent's year of StarCraft 2 must have earned him at least one win against my single week. That's just an outright lie, but judging by crowd's reaction, they're buying it completely. Foreigners could never compete in Brood War. I'm here to prove that the same is true in StarCraft 2. I promise to show you all good games. Please cheer for me. He lifts a fist to another uproar of applause. What a fake piece of shit. But before I can spend any more time lingering on how much I dislike Bolt, the VSL hostess takes the mic from him and offers it to me. Say a few words to your fans? I was told you can speak Korean, correct? Before I know it, the microphone is in my hand. I try my best not to look bewildered and turn my attention to the audience. Hello, I'm Mach. I want to thank my team for helping me prepare for today's match, and the Enoch group for sponsoring the show match. I will do my best to win. Thank you. My earnest approach earns me a polite response from the crowd, though not one that comes close to matching Bolt's. Please shake hands and go to your booths. Oh wow. Bolt is first to turn, his smile, no doubt, designed and manufactured in an underground KPGA laboratory, belies the edge I see in his eyes. That's a great picture. That's worthy of, thumbnail. It will be. He offers his hand, and I reach forward to take it for a single shake. Ha! I hope you practice hard. I'm going to destroy you. I did. Don't worry. Not likely. I really want to see you lose. That's good. I think it's saying what they really mean. That's good. It would be a shame to disappoint the fans with an uneven series. It doesn't matter what you want. You're trash, even after this, and you'll never forget it. Agreed. Let's make sure to show exciting games. Easy to say. Let's see if you can actually do it. We separate without incident, and I turn to take my place in the booth. Jet stands outside the door with my keyboard, mouse, and mousepad in hand. What the hell is this? She drops the keypad into my hand. I think that's my Windows key. It doesn't belong on a pro gamer's keyboard. Fat fingering during a battle will tab you out and you'll lose the game. She huffs and breaks eye contact. It's obviously that she is stressed as I am. Jet, I've got this. I know. Do your best, Mach. Fighting. With a nod, she pushes open the booth door. Once inside, the ambient sound of the stage lights, cameras, and screens die down. All that I can hear is a subtle hum of the crowd and my own pulse. It would be peaceful if not for the adrenaline burning through my veins. This is my first time being inside of a booth. My heart is racing, and nothing I try to tell myself as I plug in my peripherals and configure my settings helps to calm it. Playing in front of a crowd in the VSL has been a goal of mine for more than a year. Even with how hard I've been working, it feels like there should have been more build-up to this moment. Yet here I am. I reach out to touch the soundproofing material, if only to allow another of my senses to confirm that the moment is real. Even as I try to keep my focus away from the crowd and on the game, I keep glancing past the computer monitor and towards my teammates seated in the front row. They wave and cheer me as the studio lights dim. I force myself to look at the PC and focus entirely on the match at hand. Everything I've done over the past week, no, months, I've been in Korea, and even time before that. It's all led up to this moment. Well-rounded favors aggression, professional Brood War player, but not as a StarCraft 2 player. The second loading screen ends, but I put the plan into action. I rush one of my starting SCVs across the map. but I'm not sending it to his base. It comes to stop in the outskirts of 4th base location. It's barely closer to his base than mine, honestly. But it's close enough to buy me precious seconds. Rava called this proxy everything. Depot, gas, racks, reactor, fax, starport. I've drilled it to perfection and hit every timing within the second. Bolt didn't even scout. He'll pay for that mistake. My dropship rushes, straight into his base at a timing that normally wouldn't be precise. Every single one of those extra seconds is precious. Perfect. I unload my Hellion straight into his mineral line. He's completely unprepared. He tries to escape with his workers, but I'm too quick in giving chase. I'm not letting you get away, Bolt. My Hellions weave past his slow-moving army and deal another blow to his economy. That one must have crippled him. He remains in the game only as an act of defiance. With my victory assured, I march into his base with an overwhelming force and take a fight onto his turf. He scrapes together a final defense and actually manages to dent my army. That was not enough to swing the game back. Not bad, but game 1 is mine. A gentle knock at the door behind me catches my attention while Studio prepares for the next game. A moment later, the door slides open. Just as planned. Well executed, Mach. Seriously? Where the hell did you all people come up with a build like that? Just because I loathe cheese does not mean I will not admit that it is occasionally useful and appropriate. I guarantee we'll be seeing it on the ladder for the next month. With luck, they'll call it the Mach build. Maintain your momentum. Fighting. She hurries out of the booth and back to her seat in the crowd when I nod. Just as before, the studio lights dim and second match gets underway. Phew, okay, keep it cool. The momentum is in my favor now. I should make use of this breathing room. I need to find out how Bolt's going to be playing for the rest of the set. He went for a standard expansion last game, but I wasn't able to see his army as intended. This map is good for 2 base play. I should definitely go for drops, but I still need to decide on an opening. Whoa, wait a second. Bolt is proxy gating me. God damn it, I didn't even consider the possibility. I veer my game plan in a defensive direction, but Bolt's attack is already overwhelming my mineral line. Even with the practice I had against Bolt stunts rushes, there's nothing I can do when caught off guard. For every step forward I take with SCV and Marine Micro, Bolt seizes 5 with damage to my economy. Maybe... I was gonna say, the tech speed's at maximum. Let's do half. Because I'm not that fast of a reader. Let's see. I can't stay in the game any longer to tap out a GG. Ugh. Just like that, he evened up the series. I barely have time to take my headphones off before I feel a pair of hands clamp down my shoulders. Keep it up. Stay in the zone. You got this. Ow, ow. Okay, enough. He really got lucky. Scouted your base first, and you barely missed the probe as it came up on your ramp. Come on, you've been practicing with the future Protoss Bonjour and his macro battery. The next game is yours for the taking. Yeah, there's no way I'm letting another proxy get by me. That's what I'm talking about. Fighting. Alright, keep it together. There's no way I'll let another proxy get by me. My scout reveals little information save for that he's going for 1 base tech build. There are several things I need to be prepared for, so I should make sure the front of my base is reinforced. As long as I keep my army on the ramp, I should be able to respond to any flying units. With each second that ticks by, I pull more and more away with the game. Just as long as I don't tech too aggressively and focus on maintaining a sizable army, I should be fine. Huh, he did the transition to something more standard. He takes some damage on Scouting Stalker before hastily pulling it away. Was that it? I should probably double check on whether or not he's got an expansion down. Might be a good call to throw down a missile turret on in my main as well, just as a precaution. Blind stalkers! Shit, he had a vision on my high ground. He had a vision on my high ground? I must have been an observer. Why didn't I see it? He's able to pick off several units and finish building at my barracks. The numbers advantage heavily on his side. I empty my bunkers and rush up my ramp, but he turns my own choke point against me and handily defeats my entire army with some ridiculous precise micro. I have nothing left to do but GG and accept the fact that I'm now down a game. Knock knock. Yo, how are you feeling? Do you want the polite answer or an honest answer? You're playing well, but Bolt's been able to sniff out where you're weakest. You need to confront him head on. A macro game with KPGA player? Is that smart? Hey, no one said that StarCraft was an easy game. We practiced long hours for moments like this. Show the crowd how hard you've been working. Alright, I won't go down without a fight. Good. Fighting. There's no way I'm giving up now. I've already proven to myself that I can beat this guy. Forget the score. Focus on the game. The map is huge by offering a conservative timing on my expansion. Bolt's shown a serious proclivity towards aggressive play. My scout reveals that we're on equal footing. Alright, time to drop the hammer. My first drop manages to catch him with his army out of position. Perfect. He has to be rushing back to defend against the drop. With that knowledge, I rush a second, smaller force onto his third base. Ugh! Held firm. The second prong of my attack slams right into an overwhelming force. It's too late for me to pull away. Ugh, that wasn't his entire army? The damage I managed to inflict wasn't nearly worth the cost of those two forces. I'm fine. I have a decent army, I just need to contest the center of the map. I can't let him take another base. But he's already beat me to the punch. We should clash briefly before I retreat, frantically reinforcing my wounded army. I can't fall behind. Take more bases. Keep my production going. Come on, I gotta deal some damage. If I just sit here and let him power, he's going to roll me. Boom, stalkers. This kind of pick-off is just what I needed. Shit, he's preparing an assault on my main. Pull back, pull back. I can defend this. Just before his forces arrive, I get in position at top of my ramp. It's looking even for a while, until... Boom. This was the type of error a Brood War player makes. The burden to attack was mine, not his. The game's tempo is back in my favor. Even if I'm at an economic disadvantage, I need to hit while he's still rebuilding. Gotcha. The mineral line I failed to take down with my previous drop now lies in tatters. And this time, my two-pronged attack catches a weak flank defending his third base. I'm pulling him apart! I'm inflicting crush economic damage. All I need to do is win one more fight. I'm spending my minerals and gas the second I mine it. My production has been on point all game long. There's absolutely no way this could have been possible without drilling for so many hours. Just one more fight. Just one more fight. I march across the map and then charge up the ramp at its natural expansion. I maneuver out of the way. I maneuver out of the way out his PSI storms and pound the powerful, expensive units at the back of his army. With them all out of the way, I'm able to power through the rest of his force. Yes, he types a GG when I punch my way into his main base. The series is even. My hands shake, my veins in my neck throb, my palms are covered in sweat. My throat is dry, my eyes hurt, I can't stop bouncing my leg. Oh jeez, I do that all the time when I'm nervous. Will you calm down? Sheesh. I don't think that's going to be possible. Typical amateur jitters. Don't try to ignore that adrenaline you're feeling. Use it to your advantage. What else do you want me to say? You already know what to do. I don't know. Honestly, I didn't give any thought to how I'd feel if I made it this far. I kind of feel like throwing up, actually. In that case, imagine how sick you'll be when you win this thing. In more ways than one. Alright, enough chit-chat. Get serious, Mock. Fighting. I hate to leave it on this kind of cliffhanger, but I want to keep it sub 20 minutes, so... With that being said, I hope you all enjoy this episode. We're getting to the match with Bolt. It's really interesting. We're gonna have a great thumbnail, if I'm being honest. And other than that, like, comment, and subscribe to keep seeing more of this. Take care of yourself because that's important. And I'll see you on the next video when we fucking crush Bolt into pieces. I'll see you on the next one. Toodles.